Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back. And if you're new today, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I am so excited that you're here. And I'm also very excited because I'm going to be testing out a new palette that I seen over on Instagram. And the palette is by Sydney Grace. It looks absolutely beautiful. I'm sure you all have seen it as well. And what I was thinking is I could come up with like 3 different looks. I haven't done that in a very long time. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, please stick around because I'm about to do that right now. Okay, so I already applied all my base makeup because I really want to focus on this palette. And the palette is called Unveiled. Now, this is a collab with Kendra Matthies, I believe, or Matthies. And are you ready for this? She has a salon an hour and 20 minutes from my house. I couldn't believe it. So she's from Michigan, another Michigander. I go Lions. But yeah, when I found that out, I was just so excited. You know, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's only an hour and 20 minutes from my house. Now, I wish I would have known about her when my son was getting married a couple years back because she would have came in handy. So let's take a look at this beautiful palette. So it came in this cardboard packaging, and when you take off the sleeve, it looks like this. So it even, becomes even more beautiful. So it's like this lace, and it's just a little textured, but yeah, just absolutely, simple and beautiful. So yeah, I just really love the packaging on this. And there is a mirror in here, and these are all the shades here. And I did a bunch of swatches upstairs, so let me show you how beautiful this palette is. Okay, so this is the 15 pan palette. Comes in 11 mattes and 4 shimmers. Kendra says this palette encapsulates the 3 most requested bridal looks. Those would be the soft glam pinks, the warm browns and golds, and a cool tone smoky eye. And she also says, although this palette is bridal themed, it's also very versatile. You'll find yourself using this for everyday looks as well as special occasions. So when I was over on Sydney Grace's website, I noticed a lot of her palettes come in 2 different versions, one for deeper skin tones and one for light skin tones. So I picked up the light palette here. And if you guys noticed when I was swatching, this shade here looked like it was almost crumbling. I don't know what happened. I don't know if something happened like during transit, or it almost looked like it was overfilled. So I think I fixed it, and I'm sure it'll be just fine. But like I mentioned, I think I'm going to do 3 different looks. So I think I'm going to start with the first look being this row here, right there, and the second look being this row here, and finishing off with this row here. I am so excited to be finally diving into this palette, so let's do this. Okay, I already primed my eyes using my Milani eyeshadow primer, and everything I'll be using will be in the description box below. Okay, let's start these 3 looks, and I think I'm going to start with this shade right here, and this is called Honeymoon Phase, and also I love the name of these shadows. So I'm just going to place that on this brush here, and I know her shadows are pretty pigmented, so I'm going to be very light-handed in the beginning here, and I'm just going to apply that in the crease. And what I'm noticing right here in the inner corner is I don't know if it's grabbing on that eyeshadow base, which is unusual because I've been really loving that, but it's almost like it was a skipping right here. Hopefully you guys will see that. It's just kind of a little patchy, but I'm going to really blend this in. I mean, I just started with this look, so I got to give this shadow a little chance here, but I did, I just noticed that it was kind of grabbing onto that primer. Yeah, I don't know if it's because these are so pigmented that it really grabbed, but everything seems to be going much better right now. But yeah, just right off the bat, I just wanted to let you guys know that. So yeah, with her shadows, you just got to be very careful because they are just so vibrant and pigmented. So you got to go in very light-handed and probably, with just very little on the brush, and you can always work your way up. So oh, that is looking gorgeous. I love this shade. Yeah, once I started blending this out and really moving the product, yeah, it looks so much better. As you can see now, I don't have like that almost skipping look right here. It just really filled in really nicely. So I think that's all I'm going to do with that shade. I mean, look how fast that went. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my Laura Geller. I love this brush right here. So it's super fluffy. It's dense. I'm going to go into this beautiful light pink shade here, and this is called Happy Wedding Day. And again, I'm just going to place very little on that brush, even tap it off. And I love going around the edges right here with this brush because it really diffuses that line there, makes it more seamless. Everything just looks very more put together and smooth. You know, there's not that harsh line. So I just been loving this brush, you know, for this reason right here. And again, this is going super fast. I might have these looks done in just minutes because yeah, they're blending like a dream. Yeah, I think just in the beginning, I kind of panicked there because it really grabbed onto that primer. But, you know, I mean, that can happen. So I just got to be more patient with my looks. So, but yeah, ooh, look at that. I mean, I am pretty much done with this look here. I mean, this is crazy how fast that just went. Okay, so now I'm going to go into a smaller brush. You know, now I'm debating what brush to use. Actually, I think I'm going to use this brush here, and I'm going to go into this deep shade in the outer portion of the palette, and this is called Maid of Honor. So this is like a rich burgundy shade. That's what it looks like in the palette. And I'm just going to place this on the outer corner of my eye. And just really, again, I'm just going to go in small increments here, just so I'm not, you know, piling on a bunch of color and really ruining the look. So, ooh, look how beautiful that is. It's just like perfect, you know. That's the thing about her palettes. Everything is just like perfect, you know. I mean, I don't know why I panicked there for a second because, yeah, I tried two other palettes from her. Both were gifted by good friends here, Clara and Carla. They had sent me Sydney Grace palettes, and I just absolutely love them. And I'm so glad that they introduced me to Sydney Grace because I had heard of her before, but I just never bought the palettes because this was $52. So, you know, they can be a little pricey, and I just didn't know if I would like the formula, and I was afraid to spend $52 on a palette, but I'm so glad they sent those palettes to me because now I am hooked and in love. So I'm actually going to kind of, I don't know, maybe move that up towards my temple. I just want this side to be a little bit more cat-like. So I'm just going to creep that shade up that way just slightly. You know, this is a palette, like she said, for every day. And then if you're in a wedding or you're the bride, this is such a beautiful look. I just love it. Just very feminine and very, I don't know, soft yet bold at the same time. Oh, I'm just loving this. Okay, so now what I think I'm going to do is going to this shade here, and this is called, I can barely see it. I think it just says The Bride or Hi Bride. That's what it says, Hi Bride here. Now, I'm not going to be able to use all the shades, I don't think, but I'm going to really do my best to use, you know, pretty much all of them. I think the only one I'm not going to use is this shade here in this look. So let's go into Hi Bride. And this feels like, I don't know how to explain this. It just feels very, it's a little thicker, or yeah, I guess that's the only way to explain this. I got something on my finger. It's a little thicker of a formula, and it almost feels like there's a jelly substance in it or something that's gripping. So, oh my goodness, wait till you see how bold that is. Wow. Now this I thought was going to be more pink, but it's almost more white. So, but it's absolutely beautiful. And I'm wondering if I should have used a brush because it's so bold. But we're going to work it in and just see what happens. Yeah, the formula is really different. It's a little chunkier than the other shimmers. When I was swatching those, yeah, it just has like a different feeling. So what I think I'm going to do is go into this brush here that had that really a deep shade on there, and just really go into this inner corner and calm that down because I went up way too high with that shimmer. So we're going to make this look like a little cut crease, hopefully. And yeah, I think that really did the trick. So now I'm going to go back into that deep shade again and just kind of blend that into that shimmer just to make everything look really seamless here. Okay, well, this side is done. So let's go into the second look. Okay, so I think for this next look, I'm going to try a halo eye. I haven't done one of these forever. I'm not going to lie. They just truly intimidate me. But when I saw this bottom row here, this color story, it just screamed halo to me. So I'm going to attempt one today and hopefully it goes well. And I think I'm going to start with this shade here. I do. And I'm going to place that on my Angie Hot and Flashy 503. And I think I'm just going to go very slow and work my way into this look because, again, yeah, I just really have a hard time with a halo eye. And they say, you know, if you have hooded eyes, it's supposed to be the look for a halo eye. But I don't know. I just really struggle with it. But I will say this shade is really a pretty, is a beautiful like taupe shade. So I'm just going to, like I said, work in small increments here and really just kind of build up on this shade. So right now I'm just doing like a windshield wipe motion, but then I'm going to diffuse it even more by doing like a little circular motion right over that. And as you can see, that just really diffused that line. And I'm not going to focus really too much on the outer and inner corner because I'm going to deepen that up with a different shade. So now I'm going to go into, it's called It's Your Day, this shade here, believe it or not, the shimmer. And I'm going to place that on the inner and outer corner. And hopefully this works out. So let's start with the outer corner because that's always the easiest for me. And let's just see what this does. So this is going to be a pretty bold look. So you know what? I think I'm going to change mirrors here just so you guys can, you know, I want to make sure you guys can see this really good. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh, that is a super pretty. So right now I'm just going to really take my time, do circular motions just to really deepen up this outer corner. Ooh, that looks really pretty, actually. I was really nervous to use the shimmer on that outer corner, but this inner corner might be a different story, but we're going to really try this. So yeah, this is going to be a very smoky and bold look. Hopefully it's going to go exactly how I seen it in my head. So I'm actually going to move that more towards the center of my eye. And I think that's all I'm going to do right now. So now I think I'm going to go back into this shade here, that one shimmer, that bright shimmer, and let's just see how that looks down the center. So I'm going to place that on my finger and just move that right up and down the center of my eye right here and see how that looks. So I'm afraid to even look in the mirror and see. That actually looks really pretty. So now I'm going to go back into that deep shimmer shade and just kind of blend that into that really beautiful white shade. But it's so funny now that I put it, you know, next to these two shades, it almost does have that pink undertone. That is very interesting. Oh, I love how that looks. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into my Laura Geller brush, my little miracle brush here. And I think I'm going to go into, this shade here. Just grab a very little, and then I'm going to really tap that off. And I need my mirror. And I'm just going to go right above all that and really diffuse that even more. Okay, so that's exactly kind of what I've seen in my head. Now, the only thing here that I'm seeing that I'm not really caring for is right here in this corner here. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do there. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of my concealer, if I can find that. And what I'm going to do is just place that on a fluffy brush here. And I'm just going to clean up this inner corner just to make this look a little bit more softer. I don't want that as harsh in the inner corner. And as you can see, how easily that cleaned that up. So that looks so much better. Okay, so now I'm going to go into this shade here. Oh, let me fix my lighting. And really just brighten up this brow bone area. And just see what that does. Oh, yeah, that looks really pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a super clean brush and go over all these edges again, just to make sure everything's super diffused and there's no harsh edges. Okay, so now I'm debating over eyeliner, and I don't think I want to add any eyeliner on this eye. I think I just want that to remain super soft. But on this eye, I definitely wanted to try this black eyeshadow, and it's called Not a Bridezilla. So I love these names. So what I think I'm going to do is go in with this angle brush that I get off Amazon, and I'm going to go into this black eyeshadow and really pack that on there. And then I'm going to spray my brush with this setting spray. And then I think what I'm going to do is go super close to my lash line because I don't want it super bold, but I do want to add just a little bit, and I do want a little wing. So wow, this is a super black. Wow, this is a great eyeshadow. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the blackest eyeshadows I've ever worked with. The other one would be Tati. That's a great black eyeshadow. So now I'm just going to place a little wing. I don't want to mess this up. And I think I did an okay job. And I know I get a little quiet when I do this, but I don't want to mess up this look because it looks so pretty. So that is that black eyeshadow. That is amazing. Wow, that is a black eyeshadow. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do now is add some lashes. And honestly, this is what I'm going to use. Tony from Dollar Tree. I love these lashes. I've already cut them down. So let's apply these. And the reason why I'm going to use falsies today, because I don't want to use like a bunch of mascara, because again, I have to take off this look and do another look. So I think what I'm going to use is this here. It's by Kiss. It's the Lash Glue. This is just easiest to work with. And I don't even think I'm going to place it on my eye. Again, I'm going to have to take this off and reapply them. So what I think I'm going to do is just lightly place these on my eye. And so what I'm going to do is just line it with directly on the lash itself. I'm just going to apply the glue. And let's see how easy these are to apply. Now, the nice thing about lash glue is you can go in immediately. You don't have to wait for it to dry. So I'm just going to kind of bend these though. And I'm going to take my mirror and see if I can work quickly. Just not wanting to stick in this inner corner, but yeah, we will get the idea. Okay, I think I got it to stick. Okay, so let me apply the other one on this eye, just so you guys can see what it looks like with the lashes on. Okay, so the lashes are all applied, and ideally they would look a lot better if I did add mascara and even tight line, but this way you do get an idea of what the look would look like with lashes. Okay, so let's finish off this look, and I'm going to start with this eye here, and for the outer corner, I'm going to go in with this beautiful shade here, and just really make this a pretty bold, and I might even add a little black on this outer corner, but let's see what this looks like. So I'm just going to really create some depth out here and see what that looks like. Yeah, I think I do need to add just a little bit of the black just to really deepen this up. I think that would just really help that look. And let me see what that looks like. Ooh, that is super pretty. That black is just unbelievable. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with, let's go in with this shade here. I think what I'm going to do actually is mix this one with that. And that way I can go directly beneath the full lower lash line, and without being, too pink and bold. I don't want to look ill either. And I think also what I'm going to do is go into this shade here and just add a little bit in this inner corner just to really brighten that up. Okay, so this is this eye here. I absolutely love it. I think it is so beautiful. It's just very feminine, but yet bold at the same time. I absolutely love this eye. But let's finish off this one and see how it turns out with everything complete. Hopefully this lash will stay on. So what I think I'm going to do is just basically mimic what I did up here. So I'm going to go in with that shimmer and place that on the inner and outer corner. And my eye is already watering. Oh, this is not going to be good. I still have one other eye look to do. Hopefully I can make that stop. But oh, I love that shimmer. It is so beautiful. Hopefully you guys can see that. It is just, oh, it is super pigmented and bold, but it is absolutely gorgeous. And again, I'm going back into, I believe it's Hybrid. It's that beautiful bright shade. And I'm just going to place that right in the center here. And I think that's all I'm going to do with both looks. But this is my halo eye, you guys. I'm pretty impressed with myself. It actually turned out really good. And I never would have thought, I was a little leery on using the shimmer on the inner and outer corner. But boy, it really came together. I absolutely love it. So this is the halo eye. And here is this eye. Hold on, let me fix my lash. It is lifting here, but you guys will get the idea. So I am going to remove everything, and I'm actually going to show you that process. If you ever wanted to do something like this and still keep your makeup intact. So hopefully it will be okay. Yeah, I've never really done this, on camera and downstairs without going upstairs, removing everything and starting all over. So I'm just going to remove my lashes. They're barely hanging on a thread there. And where is my wipes? Okay, so I'm actually not going to use wipes. I'm just going to use these here, the little cotton rounds. And I do have this. It's new, and it's by, who is this? Bamboo Earth. They actually sent me over all of their skincare products, and this is a cleansing oil, and I've been really loving this. But, yeah, it has like a super clean, I don't know, like essential oil scent to it, but everything is natural. So it's going to smell different than all the chemicals that we use, but I've been really loving it. So I'm just being very careful. I'm going to have to reapply some of my makeup, but this way you guys will get an idea. And now I'm just going to take this cotton round and just wipe very carefully around everywhere. But as you can see how easily that comes off. What I'm going to do is go off and do my other eye really quick, come back, and I'll show you how I do my touch-ups. That way you guys can know the full process of what I'm doing here. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so everything is pretty much removed, as you can see. That cleansing oil does a really good job at removing my makeup. It doesn't really sting my eyes, and they're not super blurry right now, so that is really nice. So the only thing I have to reapply is concealer, some blush, and eye primer. And I am going to go in with my Depology Caviar Stick, just because my under eyes are so dry, especially after removing some makeup. So I'm just going to kind of rehydrate them with this. I love this stuff. It really does a great job at creating some moisture under these eyes. So I just place a little bit here and just kind of melt that into the under eye. And then for my concealer, what I used earlier, I totally forgot I had this, and it's by Skin Mimetic. I love this concealer. I totally forgot how much I loved it. And unfortunately, I don't even know the shade on this because there's nothing on here. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't know what the shade is. But what I'm going to do is just place a little bit in the inner corner and my outer corner. And I'm just going to let this sit here just for a second because this is super, super thin, but I love it. It's not super, I don't know, cakey under the eyes, but you do want to let it just sit here if you ever were to get this because, yeah, it just needs some time to sit, just to thicken up a little bit. So I'm just now going to blend this in. I mean, look at how skin-like that is. It just, yeah, there is definitely no crepiness whatsoever. So nice. Okay, and for blush, I'm just going to use my one by Essence. I love this blush. And this is in the shade Rosewood. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of color back into my face with this. But this is what I used earlier. And it is so beautiful. Yeah, now I got everything back to normal pretty much. Okay, so let me go back in with my Milani eye primer. So I'm just going to place that on and we'll get on with look number 3. Okay, for look number 3, I think I'm going to start with this shade here, the super deep shade. And this is called Bombshell Bride. So I'm going to place that again on my Angie Hot and Flashy. And I'm just going to start with this outer corner. And let's see what this looks like. Now, this one, I remember when I swatched it, it did look a little, I don't know, patchy. Yeah, I did notice that when I was swatching it. So we will see how that plays into this look. But ooh, that is a super bold. I probably should have started with something a little lighter, but that is okay. We will make it work. But yeah, no, it's not super patchy at all. This is blending in beautifully. So yeah, this is a beautiful, almost like a deep, rich chocolate. I don't know, almost like a brown black shade. But you definitely do have to work this in. I would say out of all the shades, this is probably the driest shade that I have tried. Now the black one I did not use on its own, but yeah, this one is just a little drier. But I mean, look how beautifully that is blending. This is absolutely gorgeous. I was really nervous when I first started with this shade, but oh, this is absolutely perfect. I love this shade. I cannot even begin to tell you how much I love this shade, if you didn't notice. Okay, so now what I think I'm going to do is go into, what is this, Forever and Always. Oh, what a beautiful name right there. This shade here. So this is more, I don't know, that is like a true brown. So I'm going to really, tap that off. And now I'm going to go in with my favorite Laura Geller and just really smooth out all the edges and see what that looks like. Oh, I am just loving this eye look. These are like the perfect neutral shades, and this piece of hair keeps getting in my way. Oh, I'm telling you guys, this hair of mine is always in my way. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the super clean brush. And again, I love going on the outer edge over here and just really diffusing that and just making that look super seamless. I don't want any like sharp edges or, where it kind of goes the shadow and then nothing. I just want to really blend that into, make it look like almost like it's just blending into my skin. So that's why I love using like a really thick, dense, clean brush on the outer edge like that. And then what I want to do is, now I'm debating where I want to go with this look. But I think I do want to try this shade here. It's called First Dance. And that is this beautiful shade here. And just place a little bit on the brush. Again, just really tap it off. And go right above all that. And just really blend that in here. Oh, I am loving this palette. Do you guys have this palette? If so, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. I've seen a couple reviews. They're mixed. A lot of people are disappointed because there's only 4 shimmers and the rest are mattes. But honestly, if you are a Sydney Grace collector, you have a lot of her shimmers that you could, incorporate into this palette. I personally love it. I love the simplicity of it. Yeah, I'm just having a blast with this palette. Okay, so right here, I think I added just a little bit too much of that shade. So now what I think I'm going to do is go back into this shade here, that really light white shade, and just add that right here where I, took it a little too far, and place a little bit more and just place that up against the brow bone. I mean, this is a really bright white shade. It's absolutely beautiful. This would look good too, just an all matte look. So yeah, I would totally wear this look for sure. Okay, but I am going to use one of the shimmers, and I definitely want to try this one here. And what is this called? Happily Ever After. How beautiful. I love the names of these again. It's just so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Now, this is the one that looked like it was kind of broken upstairs, but, definitely, I fixed it. And wait till you see how beautiful this gold is. Oh, this is stunning. Oh, I love it. Now I do want to try this last, shimmer right here, even though I probably would just leave it like this, but I definitely have to try this. And so it looks like, oops, sorry, it looks like that. And I'm going to go on the outer portion of the eye, just kind of work the two together. As you guys will always notice, I'm always using like several different fingers just to blend things out, just to make it look really diffused. Oh, I love it. Now this one, there is a little bit of fallout, but I can clean that. But other than that, this is so pretty. And then how I usually clean my shimmers is, so I take a spoolie And I just kind of flick that away. As you can see, look at that. It just cleans it up beautifully. You know, if I would have taken a makeup wipe, you know, you do risk the chance of it really just smearing into the skin deeper. So yeah, this is so pretty. So what I'll do is just do the other eye. I'll come back and we'll finish up this eye look. Okay, so here's the look so far. I absolutely love this look. I'm just in my comfort zone. Yeah, I love this so far. Okay, so now what I think I'm going to do is go into this really deep chocolate shade here. And I'm going to do, you know, basically what I did with the black eyeshadow. So I'm packing it on that angle brush, and I'm just going to take my setting spray and just wet that down. And then I'm just going to basically do what I did, like I said, with the black eyeshadow. But I do want to see what this rich brown shadow does with the setting spray. So this one is just a little bit more subtle, but I'm going to grab a little bit more just to see. And I'm just going to create a very small wing because my eyes are watering like crazy right now. I think it's just because, you know, putting on 3 different looks here and taking off the shadow and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, it's just very subtle, but it did add some depth to the look. Okay, so let's go in with the lashes. And I think I'm going to go in with the falsies first, then apply some mascara. So this is the glue pen here. I don't think I showed you earlier. So again, yeah, I'm just basically going to go over that beautiful brown shade with this lash glue. But that way you guys were able to tell what I was doing there. So you kind of got to work quickly with this because, yeah, you got to go in with your shadow or with the lashes right away. So hopefully these will stick because I already used them earlier. And I'm going to hurry up and place that on the lash. And these are so easy to work with, these ones from the Dollar Tree. It is just unbelievable. They're already on. I mean, yeah, earlier it was just harder because I didn't have enough glue and I was just kind of making them sit on top of my lid. So now they are really adhered really nicely. So again, I will just show you really quick how fast, hopefully, you know, hopefully I'm not talking too fast here and going to mess things up. But I am just creating quite the band here though. I do not want these babies moving anywhere. So now I just take these and I kind of bend them like this just to create a shape. And then I just look down. I'm using the wrong hand. Look down in a mirror and I start and I place them like in the center. And then I hook them to the inner and outer corner. So I just place them in the center first and then they're kind of sticking. And then everything else is just so much easier. And voila, they are on. I mean, that's how easy that is. Now I'm going to show you the difference, you know, from earlier to now. I'm going to add just a little bit of mascara, and I'm just using my e.l.f. one, and this is the Lash Beats. I can't see anything. I'm telling you guys, I need contacts big time. And now I'm just going to add just a little bit at the base. I'm not going to drag it all the way up the lash because these are long enough. I'm just trying to kind of marry the two, marry my lash and the falsies together. Okay, so let's finish up the lower lash line. And again, I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to go in with this really deep chocolate shade and place that on the outer corner. And now I'm going to go in with a different brush with this shade right here. Really tap that off because these are super pigmented. And just really smoke this whole lower lash line out. Okay, and I do want to lighten up this inner corner. So I'm going to go in with this beautiful shade right here, that beautiful gold shade. And just put that in the inner corner. Oh, that is such a beautiful gold shade. You see how they just made everything just kind of pop a little bit more? I love that. I actually love this whole look here. And those lashes, aren't those unbelievable from Dollar Tree? Pretty impressive. Okay, so I did get a couple new lip products. I actually picked up a new lip pencil from e.l.f. This is their new ones, and I got mine in the shade Baddest Beige. I've already tried this. This is amazing. I can see what all the hype is with these pencils. Now, it's a wooden pencil, but I'm telling you, they are so creamy and they are amazing. So you're going to see how easy it is to apply that lip liner. I mean, it just glides right on. I love the shade. I mean, I could totally get away with just this and be happy. I love these pencils. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to pick up more shades because these are amazing. Now, when I go to sharpen it, I don't know how much I'm going to love it, but as of right now, it's a great lip liner. And then I picked up their new little Clickets here. So everybody's coming out with these little click type lipsticks. So, and I got mine in the shade, what is this? A pinky out. So let's see what this looks like. Hopefully it matches this lip liner. So it looks like this. Yeah, everybody's doing this Click-It. So let's see what this shade looks like. And let's test out this formula and see if I like it as much as I did the NYX. Ooh, okay. Now this one is super creamy. A little bit more creamier than the next one. This one's almost identical to the Maracuja Oil by Tarte. The next one's a little bit more dry of a formula, which I think is easier to work with. This one almost melts like right on the lip, just like the Tarte one. So you got to be careful. And I think there is a plumping effect to this because I do feel that minty feeling. So, but I do, I like that combo. Oh, I love that. So that's an amazing shade. Okay, you guys, this is the final look. We did 3 looks today, and my eyes, you know, they're not as, I don't know, they're not as irritated as I thought they might be, but this is the look here. The third and final look. So let me talk about this palette a little bit, just so if you were thinking about getting it, and if you're a beginner, it could be a little complicated because they're super pigmented. I will say that. And you guys, I just have a complete mess down here. And I will say, you got to have patience with this palette. I found, you know, when I was blending them in, some of these were just a little harder, or it just was kind of shocking at first, you know, because it just really grabbed onto the primer. So first of all, a primer, I would definitely use like the Milani or something super light. I wouldn't use like, I don't know, what are those ones like P. Louise or something super grippy, because I feel like that could cause a problem. So something more lighter of a primer I would use with this palette. Again, patience, you know, just gotta have patience of blending it out. And I will say use the lightest amount and the lightest hand. You know, I just found, you know, the lighter I went with my hand, the easier it was to blend out. But other than that, I mean, this is such a beautiful palette. The shimmers are unbelievable in this palette. I love it. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I saw mixed reviews on this, but yeah, I'm in love. I am so happy I purchased it. It was worth the $52 to me. So, but again, if you were looking for more shimmers, you would not be happy with this palette. Okay, you guys, that's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching me create 3 different looks. And if you did, if you please do me a huge favor before you leave and hit that like button, I would truly appreciate it. All right, you guys, I can't wait to see you again. I love you so much. And until next time.